I would entertain a motion to call this meeting to order.
Second.
So,
Second. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. I'd like to review and approve the meeting minutes from 6/8/26.
Motion to approve as read.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then the first order of business is the election of officers. So, just to review the process, anyone can be nominated for any of the offices. The offices we have are the chairman, vice chair, and clerk. The clerk is traditionally responsible for the meeting minutes, but Kathy's also said that she would,
Nope, I did.
Cindy said it, she'd be willing to help out with that. So, you can nominate yourself and you can nominate other people. Are there any questions?
Do roll call.
We've taken roll call off the agenda.
Just check.
It was when we were doing everything via Zoom, it always had to be done that way.
okay.
Now that we are just recording the meetings, but we can go around and say everybody's name. Actually, before we go any further, I would like our newest member to introduce himself and talk a little bit about what brings you to the Council on Aging. And yeah, just a little introduction.
My name is Joseph Kennedy. I'm a resident of Byfield since 1992. Brought up 5 of my children here in the community. I've used the services of the town quite extensively over the 5+ years that we've been here. It's been a great community for us, me and my wife and my children. Unfortunately, we're the only 2 left right now. Everyone else has moved on. My wife is very active in the Council of Aging, and now that I've retired from working in business and I've been visiting the Council of Aging, I see that I can maybe hopefully help out and show up and be here. And I have some construction background in my previous life, and just try to help out wherever I can.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
He's being quite modest when he says he has some construction. He's quite
Modest.
professional.
So, it's all just for the community,
Yes,
and for the older people who put so much into it.
I think we all serve because we want to help out.
Yep.
So,
There's Anne Legassi who's going to sit in them today, is going to get her to join the Council on Aging, and her husband, John, as well.
That would be great, yeah.
fantastic.
They're both good servants of others, and she is a remarkable, neat volunteer, and this would be a step closer. But she had a ride into Boston today, and she couldn't make it at 9 o'clock.
Shocking. Yeah, she's always driving people into Boston.
She
so,
is,
yes.
well, she's...
It's great.
She takes me to Mass Eye here on a regular
She
basis.
does a lot of people in Boston. That's awesome.
I bet you it's hard to find.
It is hard to find people like that. So
To
it's
go to
awesome.
Boston.
And the other young lady who's willing to go to Boston is Bonnie Jean Toner. She's a truck driver. She's got a Ford pickup.
Very nice.
All right, so I've derailed us a little bit, I'm sorry. So it is time to do the election of officers. I think we'll go through them one at a time. So first, the chairman. So if you would like to nominate someone or nominate yourself, just say who you'd like to nominate.
I nominate Damon Jesperson.
Second.
All right, I accept the nomination. Are there any other nominations for chairperson? All right. Rather than doing a written vote then, since there's only one person, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Do we have a nomination for the vice chair?
I'll be vice chair. I'll nominate myself.
A second.
Second. Is there anyone else who would like to be nominated? All right. I will do the same thing. No paper ballot since there's only one candidate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone who's willing to serve as the clerk
With help, right?
with help with taking the notes?
I'll nominate myself.
Second.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jean.
I've done it in the past, so.
We thought we might throw Joe under that bus, but he jumped in front of the board.
You dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Again, since we do only have one candidate jumping in front of the bus, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you
Wow.
both
Easy.
for stepping up. I think that's the fastest we've ever done that. The next thing we have to do is sign a certificate allowing us as the chair and vice chair to sign payroll and receipts. Otherwise, it has to come before the whole committee. So I would entertain a motion for the certificate of, for the signing of a certificate to authorize the payment processing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we will pass this along.
This last night.
Pencil.
As after we chatted, I read into the history books.
Okay. Thank you.
Date on. All right, now on to the chairperson's report. Much of the month of June, I was traveling for work, so I've not been around as much as I would like. I have continued to have meetings about the a permanent building and how we're going to move that forward. I have also been harassed by the town clerk for not everyone getting all of their documents in. I think you have to do your ethics training online, which means logging into the state website and doing that. I think everyone else is caught up. I also had to get myself signed in because I forgot about that part.
How do we find out if we?
I will double check with Gretchen afterwards. I know Chuck had to do his ethics training, and I think everyone else is now caught up. But I get notes from her periodically saying, this person needs this, and then sometimes before I talk to them, they've done it, so.
She went over that with you, Joe, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, when you think of it, you don't have the time. When you have the time, you don't think of it.
Absolutely. It's easy to slip the mind, or you're not near a computer, but sometimes sitting at the airport is a great time to do all that work, but.
We need the laptop.
Yes, only if you have a laptop. Beyond that, I think as we continue to look for more members, it's a good thing. Finding multi-generational members, I think, is good because it's traditionally been a council of aging, by the aging, for the aging. And I think if we can get younger people involved earlier, it helps get their parents' services, helps them understand what the council does, and will help us as we try to move forward and get funding for the Council on Aging building. because I think it spreads the understanding of what the Council on Aging is and what it does. So if you think of people who are not necessarily using the services, but might be able to help provide services, please invite them to attend a meeting, because I think it will help grow our presence in the community and our ability to help people. And speaking of that, the member report, I've not been able to attend any events. I have pushed people to attend events because that's usually the best I can do, is bully other people into going.
Pretty much in the same boat between work and car shows. Pretty full up with that, so my bad, didn't attend.
And I agree with you, we do need young people, but unfortunately in this world, they have to work, both of them, and this is a difficult time for them.
Yes. It's
You're
not
talking
easy.
about the day and meeting hour, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not advocating for changing the meeting hour, but we have full lives.
Yeah, even if the day is difficult for young couples.
What is this one? I'm new, so trying
To
to.
Yes.
have new people join us on this.
More members on the
Yeah.
board. We can have
Right,
up
right.
to 11.
How do you get,
Oh.
how do you get somebody in their
Yeah.
30s who's commuting to Boston to come in on a Monday morning at 9 o'clock?
But,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Unless they're working from home.
yeah, the current thing on the agenda is actually discussing what I've asked is, at each meeting, we talk about what we've been able to attend, if we've been able to get people to come to things. Because I think we are better advocates if we are able to participate in activities.
Right.
And so finding out what people have done, whether it's play pickleball or come to game night or, do the CPR training or, there's so many different activities that talking about it is, I feel like helps people understand what we're doing and share that in a way.
I think one of the biggest things I've just seen over the years, being that I'm an avid reader, so I get a lot of the news, I read 3 or 4 newspapers a day, is now I see the Daily News putting more of the Council of Aging projects or whatever they're doing on the front page. Whether it's our Council of Aging, whether it's Newbury's Council of Aging, it just gets the ball, it plants a seed. Is that Salisbury? Is that Georgetown? Or is that Amesbury? Or is that Newburyport? And it gets people recognized. I think the more, it's like free publicity, the more Newburyport does, gets the people in Newbury. I want to find that. My Council of Aging does that. Well, would they do that? Or can they do that? Emphasizing the meals, the functions, the dinners, the events, which it seems like there's been a lot more of that. I've noticed over probably the last 3 or 4 years. Maybe I haven't paid attention to it,
Yeah.
but it seems to be every week there's something on the Council of Aging. So the more the better. For whatever the daily, take it or leave it on the Daily News, but that's one good thing they do,
Absolutely.
free advertisement from backs of someone else. So that's, like you said, the exposure. Let them know everything you're doing. More is better.
Absolutely.
So
What about yourself, Janine?
I really haven't had much. Yeah, I've been kind of busy this month too, so I really haven't.
Summer's a tough time.
Yeah.
well, it can be, but you can, I tell everybody, go down to Council of Aging, play cards, go get a cup of coffee, get a donut, it's free. Starbucks is free, all is there, free.
John?
I've been to a few of the events, a couple of the traveling chef events in the veterans luncheon. And I've been chatting and corresponding with Jimmy Noyes, trying to, he's become an active member now on the sidelines, so becoming more involved. And trying to get together a group of men to, because quite frankly, every time I drop in, when I have to see Diana or company, I stick my head in here and it's 90% ladies' night, or afternoon or morning. And I, as I chatted with Cindy and Kathy, you know, it's the great alone for the boys. And the girls meet face to face, and the boys typically meet shoulder to shoulder watching a ball game. I'm trying to get them to meet face to face. I've made a run at Lowell's Boat Shop to maybe set up a class where a group of men can be over there if we can afford it, and build a scuttle. From start to finish, just the way the kids at Governors did and the kids at Triton Regional have done. They do a good job of teaching kids one of the great arts, woodmanship. And the director was pretty active.
So regarding that, the men's group, Kathy did set a date for our first meeting in September. So that'll be in the newsletter, because I don't have the date on me. But there's a date to get things moving.
Yeah. And
For
it's
the men's group,
gonna
that would
take,
be excellent.
yeah, it's gonna take some phone calls and face to face to get people up in here.
Right, well, I think people need to understand a lot of these things are a slow roll. A lot of things that we start happen really, you know, a couple people come at first, we just have to be persistent with it. So she's committed to making it work. So
Well, she's
we'd love you to join us.
good to hear.
And Jim Noyce has been very helpful, giving us lots of ideas and thoughts.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's a good man.
Yeah.
He was one of my top pupils.
His father was the first person I met, which brought my wife and I to Newbury by pure accident. Stopped in there at the behest of somebody at the old Newbury Bank, used to be a diner. And they said, ask him, he's opening up across the street, and I met Vernon. That would have been March of 1972. And we were so delighted, you know, spotting his welcome, and he was the first citizen that we met. We started the look up, and I grew up in the south end of Boston, and Chelsea was the North Shore. We discovered the North Shore in its reality.
Jane?
I usually attend a lot of the meetings, but I would like to point out that the one that really caught my eye was the one on the Declaration of Independence. And that was so smart that we had, I believe, a luncheon first, and then afterwards, everyone just stayed, and it was a full house. And this man, Duff Key, we had had him before in Lincoln, and he did it via the computer, because he's now in Florida, but he was excellent. And we as a family, our son was taking at the same time, because he teaches in Cambridge, a course with a Harvard person on the Declaration of Independence. And we had a great discussion, because we all learned things.
Very cool.
Cool.
There was one thing I forgot to mention, which is we will be bringing a local documentary in October, I think.
We're hoping for October, yes.
Hoping for October. A fellow in Newburyport created it, and it is a documentary about the transition into retirement and keeping a purposeful life. It's called A Force for Good. And so that project will be hopefully coming here at some point.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a very, I saw the premiere, and it's a very, some of the stories are very moving from the people who are in it, featured in it. And he wants to continue to expand and almost do what the Library of Congress does with stories about people, where he records people who have and continue to explore life in their older years, as opposed to just retiring out of existence.
And that's extremely important, because I know some people do, they stop, and then, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is excellent.
All right. So we had discussed at one of our previous meetings, I don't remember if it was our last meeting or not, the van transportation to town meetings. And I believe you have not connected with town council
So
on
I
that
will
yet.
be, her next session, I don't have a time yet, but it's in August. So I will be meeting with town council to talk about that, and then I'll come back to you guys so we can.
So I would move, entertain a motion to table this till our next meeting.
So moved.
Should I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And this is the meeting with the town council.
I'll meet with town council to talk about, is it appropriate to use the van to go to elections or town meetings? I just want to make sure I'm not
Oh, I
doing
see.
anything out of turn.
If we offer a service from the town, for something that's federally regulated, we want to make sure that we're not disenfranchising someone and opening the town up to a lawsuit.
Oh, that's important.
So while we want to help everyone vote or help everyone get to town meeting, it may be that we have to open it up to everyone to give free transportation, not just the elderly.
Oh,
And so we need to know the council where that stands before we can approve the use of the van, is my feeling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't even think you have to think of that. If you, someone will bring up some sort of prejudice, and you gotta know your parameters.
Yeah.
Because if you're instead of just going to the seniors and not taking the handicap, or you're taking the handicap, and someone,
just doesn't have time.
why, yeah,
Yeah.
why, you know.
And so just we
People
need
will, there'll be someone who's,
some
raise a
guidance
flag.
from town council to make sure that if we decide we want to do that, we do it in a way that is safe.
And then the law change at the meeting is extended, and half want to leave and the other half don't. They
Yes.
want to stay for the very last vote.
we have to put down the rules of things.
Yes.
This is the deal.
Yeah.
You're on the bus or off the bus.
Exactly.
So there's, it's a simple idea. We want to help people get to town meeting. We want to help people vote. But
That's what's.
yeah, how to do it so that everyone is served well and protected is not so simple. Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging report. I was at work during the last one.
I went. Okay, so they did have a few resignations, and they had their annual meeting, and 3 new people did join the board. So there's a sort of a new start, fresh crop of people. Bill DeMayo actually joined that board. So he and Ann Robinson is relatively new to town. She moved up here from Connecticut, was looking to do something, get involved in the community. And then, who was our?
Patricia Kelly.
Tricia Kelly, who comes here to a lot of events.
Mhm.
Trish has a lot of fundraising background from when her kids were younger, so she is excited to start helping. So they were discussing different events that they're working on. They just had their calendar raffle in May. They're working on their holiday boutique for November, I believe it is. And then a couple of other things. So they'll be working on that. In this edition of the newsletter, they are requesting if people want to help with any of these events,
Mhm.
they would love volunteers to help them. So instead of it just being the board, maybe you want to help out but you can't commit to being on the board, you could just help out for a few hours with this event, something like that. So they are looking for volunteers. They're also working on a potential fundraiser. If anyone has any kind of bags, handbags, cosmetic bags, purses, backpacks, anything, lunch boxes, whatever, that you're looking to purge, that are gently used or even new, if you had new ones, you just bought it, you never used it. They're collecting these bags until the end of this year. And they're gonna hopefully do a fundraiser with a sale for that. So that is something that is in the newsletter as well.
Wallets.
Yeah, wallets, everything. So they are on a,
Where can those bags be?
here, you can bring them right here to the COA, and then I'll make sure that they get them. So that's something that they're working on. But they have a lot of different thoughts and ideas. I think they have to have meetings to just discuss fundraising, because they have a lot of sort of housekeeping that they've been taking care of. But they're on an upward swing here of really moving forward with fundraising, so that was good news to hear. It was a very positive meeting, so I think they're off to a good start.
Thank
So,
you.
Mr. Chair, may I make some comments on the Friends? Not only did they have a meeting, but they elected new officers.
Mhm.
I joined as a director, and I was elected as the president of the Friends. Patricia Kelly is a VP or co-chair.
Vice chair,
whatever it is. And
Ann Robinson is the
Ann
clerk,
Roberts is the clerk. So,
and Jim stayed as the.
yeah, Jim Carrigan stayed as treasurer. We thought that continuity was important. And, I focused a lot at that meeting to talk about, when it was time, to talk about the need to look at their bylaws, particularly for your sake. The bylaw says that you are allowed to attend their meetings, but it doesn't say that you can't designate someone.
Yes.
You can expect that will change. And also, I think it will allow Cindy to designate someone in case she can't make the meeting as well, so we have representation.
So
there.
staff and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Or
Sure,
person,
sure,
yeah.
Right.
Sure.
I like that.
I kind of, well, it was kind of aggressive, but I said, I was contemplating changing the name from Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging to Fundraisers for the Newbury Council on Aging. Because they're, right now, one of their bylaws says they should have a standing committee, is bylaw committee, fundraising committee, and nominating committee. And there are 3 people in the fundraising committee, and as far as I was concerned, all 10 people all 10 directors should be involved with fundraising, not just 3.
Mhm.
Okay? And that's when we talked about sharing some of the projects as well. So, there'll be some significant changes made, I think, in terms of support, because the reality is, if they are able to raise $3,500, $4,000 a year, that doesn't keep pace with what should be allocated to you folks for a year. So they have this balance on hand of money that will be depleted in probably 5 years, 4 years. So until 3,500 becomes 20,000, that's my goal, to put them on that trajectory.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they'll go out of business.
Fair enough.
There's so many opportunities for people of good means to give. There's a brand new historical society on the Lower Green, does not incorporate our major families up on Newman Road. But it's Robin Etheridge and his wife have initiated that historical society, and it's coming to its fruition. And the sort of secretary of the group, the Clark family, Laurie has put together a list of 28 families that have now joined, husband and wife teams, all the way from Bromfield, which is the last house in Newbury, on the high road all the way down to the river. And that's a group I would love to get involved, where I could actually get Laurie to set up a meeting, and what they have is a spectacular barn which houses all of the gatherings, and they do it as have it catered, and basically give you a chance to address them. That's a lot of folks to join the Council on Aging at a whole lot of levels, and the idea of builds a very giving group of people. They're giving of time and money for the Historical Society, that if they knew you were here and what you were trying to do, then these would be good listeners, and they would be listening to listen, not to speak.
Sorry. Forgot to shut it down.
Okay. Would love to figure out how to get them more involved. I'd say the median age in the group is ranges from 38 to 81. It's
Big range.
Yeah, big range, and very active, very interesting people.
Bill, while I have you talking about things, could I also ask you to, if there are any updates on a memorial for Jeff Walker, and it's as far as what is going on there, and
Sure. It's been advertised in the newspaper, and I think Josh is posted on Facebook. On
Yep.
Thursday, the 23rd, at 4:30, there will be a ceremony at the Lower Green, and it will last until 7 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, they have a service designated. I'm not sure what that means. Jeff is not a very religious person, but there'll be a service. They intend to have parking available at 25 High Road and the police station. I believe that the Council on Aging van will be transporting people from the police station to the Lower Green, so people can park their cars there and get to the Lower Green safely. I'm sure there'll be police presence at the Lower Green from across the street or whatever. A tent will be set up just to make sure everyone knows the use of the town property was officially approved. There was a concern by some citizens about whether that had happened, and it was.
Of course there was.
And I'm not sure who's conducting it. I know that Nathan's significant other was an event planner. I believe she coordinated the whole thing. I don't know if there's a particular program or who's going to coordinate it, who's going to MC it, but those are all the details that I know.
You might consider a heads-up call to two families that are on the green, and that's the Kenny family and the Curtis family. And as I indicated to you, the Seven Tavern is going through enormous reconstruction and very active, contracting vehicles, trucks, cars, and those two families literally parking on their side lawns.
So your point is I should contact them
Both the
to see if
Kenny
that potential to allow people to park their vehicles there?
No, just to let them know that it's going on and just to give them a heads up. There's plenty of spots to park on the parking lot, but 1A is a state highway, and I'm not sure that the chief, I don't think Patty's going to want a whole lot of cars parked on the high road.
I think that's the point of having
Shuttle.
Yeah, 25.
I know, but that's going to account for what, 25 cars? What if there are 75 cars?
Well, there's some parking available at the police station, the fire department as well, on Morgan Avenue. So it's a point well taken, John. I'd like to say, since you're so close to Lower Green, those people, it would be great if you can make that contact.
And I'll CC you on the email.
That would be awesome. Thank you
Okay.
for doing that.
They're two nice families.
Good call.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always good to let people know. Also, well, just for the legal ease of it, the town does have an easement on all the roads, so you can park on the side of the road unless otherwise stated.
Understood. Okay.
Ah.
Nice to know.
But
It's out there.
in a, for something like this, the politeness factor over trumps the legal factor. So I just wanted to make sure that we put it out there,
Thank you for asking, Dave.
because, he has been a servant of the town for a long time. And
I think that this is the first instance of a seated town official passing away.
Not at all.
No?
No, Dave Martin,
and-
Mike McGarris,
They were all seated, they were all acting members. Okay.
Yeah.
and the Long Brook Road.
Okay, that's
He
good.
was the chair of the
That's good to know.
Saunders, Bruce Saunders.
Okay.
Yeah, he was chair when he passed away.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good to know.
all
It
right.
was like he was involved for many years.
Yeah. So we've gotten thoroughly derailed. I'd like to get to the director's report.
Okay, so we have, you noticed the setup today, our traveling chef today. And then we have it again on August 18th and September 21st. This Thursday, Animal World Experience will be here. That is a live animal show, who have been here before, so he is planning to be here on the 23rd. We do this generally on a school vacation week or over the summer so that people can bring their grandkids and whatnot, have it be sort of an intergenerational type event. In August, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, when was that?
this Thursday.
This Thursday.
I think it's at 1:30. Could be 1 o'clock.
Okay.
An afternoon with Susan B. Anthony. This is a woman who portrays historical women. She recently was at Newburyport doing Abigail Adams. We decided to have her do Susan B. Anthony in August. I believe it's around the anniversary of the 19th Amendment, so we went with Susan B. Anthony. Dinner Club is back on September 15th. Cooking with Bill is back on September 24th. We are doing dinner at the Byfield Fire Station on September 29th. And our upcoming tech classes are August 13th and September 10th. I was contacted by Representative Seth Moulton's office to do a one-time only constituent services. Every month, Senator Tarr's office and Representative Kasner's office is here. They do constituent services. That's been since I started, before I started this job. We've never had someone on the federal level come to us, but Seth Moulton's office reached out. I asked if this was going to be ongoing. They said no, it'd be a one-time only thing. I did remind them that there is no campaigning here. I wanted to make that very clear. So they will be available. They said they can talk to folks if they have questions or concerns about federally funded programs, Social Security, Medicare, things like that. So I did put it in the newsletter. That is not something I expect to continue. Again, they said it would be a one-time only thing. Pickleball ends for us in August. We have our beginner class this month, and then for August, and we have the open play on Thursdays, and then the rec committee will take over offering pickleball. Usually they do that through the fall. And then, as I had mentioned, the men's club will start in September. So our August-September newsletter just went to the printer last week. I hope to have that in the next week or two. Where we did put a save the date for the Know Your Community Fair. That was going to be on Tuesday, October 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Similar to last year, Conley's Pharmacy will be here. They will be here from 2 to 4 to offer flu vaccines, and then a bunch of other different vaccines will be offered. They do request people do an online registration, so we're not opening this up for registrations yet, but once that opens, yeah, the best thing to do is to call us so that we can get you registered. They will accept walk-ins, but it's just more difficult for them.
In August?
It's October.
October, thank you.
October 20th.
Thank you.
So we'll have a lot of vendors too, door prizes, giveaways, things like that. Upcoming holidays for us is Monday, September, I think it's 7th. I wrote 2nd, that's wrong. I think September 7th is Labor Day. So the office will be closed that day. There are several vacation days coming up between the three of us, so some days there'll only be 2 of us here. We just ask for patience. Our Shine Counselor Max is available year-round to talk about Medicare. People do call us. What we do is we email Max. He then calls people and talks to them about their Medicare questions, so we encourage people to call us. Open enrollment begins in October, so all of a sudden we'll be here, and you can make changes to your Medicare options then, but in the meantime, if you have questions, people should call us. Again, we're always in need of volunteers to drive for the MEAT program, and I will be working with Damon on procurement for a new vehicle to us. We got that passed at the town meeting to have another vehicle, so whether the van is occupied or we don't have a van driver available, having a smaller vehicle where any of us staff could go pick someone up, pick up their prescriptions, bring them to a medical appointment, whatever. If the van isn't available, MEAT's not an option for whatever reason, we wanted to have another option, transportation option. Transportation is a big deal in this town. We're not on a fixed route service with MEVA. We do have the option for the Mini MEVA, which is a handicap accessible vehicle. That is a ride share, so if they pick you up and then they pick him up and then they pick her up, you know, it's a lot. And MEAT is not, again, those are volunteer drivers, they're not always available. So we were just trying to find another way to get people what they need. If they wanted to come here to a program, we can just go pick them up and bring them here.
I assume you looked into the liability of you guys doing that rather than...
Right, 'Cause it would
Yeah.
only be staff,
Yeah.
town staff that would be driving. We would not have a volunteer drive a vehicle like that. But we can't put people in our own vehicles. So, I mean, I would go pick anybody up and bring them where they needed to go,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not allowed. So this just gives us a little bit more
Yeah.
flexibility. So we will be working on that procurement process. And that's all I got.
And yeah, and once that vehicle is procured, we will have to go over a policy,
Yep.
just like we have for the van policy.
Yeah.
Before we finish the meeting, Cindy had pointed out that it is the Skincare Awareness Month. So
Yes.
I also wanted to point out, you know, for many of our residents, the smoke that's been coming down is dangerous. So during the summer, it's always good to check in on people. Heat, smoke, sunshine, they can all be dangerous for us, which is sad because, you know, we all just want to enjoy the summer. But please do keep aware of your neighbors, check in on people, and make sure everyone is handling the situation all right. And now, I was thinking our next meeting date would be August 17th at 9 a.m. I'm entertaining a motion.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
And is there any discussion? I see Janine getting at her phone.
I think I'm away that week, but that's somebody else
I'm
can take.
away that we also.
Yeah, I am.
So that's,
No, I'm not away.
Oh, no, you're not?
No,
I
I got
am.
my dates mixed up again.
I am,
Oh, right,
somebody else can
okay.
take minutes, that's okay.
okay.
I can do it.
Yeah, it's only one member who can't be here, I think,
Oh, you're fine.
will be okay. So, all those in favor? Aye. All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Approved.
All right, all those in favor?
Joe, would you second that?
Second.
Thank you guys very much.